Seriously ill people and their families face a real crisis in healthcare in America today. We are focused on treating disease and not so much taking care of whole persons and their families. Our challenge is to take care of people as well as we can, helping them live as long and as well as possible, but we also need to allow them to die in a way that feels right to them and their families. Here at Providence, we're doing everything we can to make people aware that we're caring for whole persons. We want the patients and families we serve to feel that people who are ill are being cared for in a way that is medically excellent, but also in ways that honor their inherent human dignity. We want families to feel that their loved ones were not just clean and comfortable, but honored and celebrated during the last days of their lives. That we can do consistently, reliably, melding medical excellence with tenderness and love. I have the privilege and pleasure of developing the Institute for Human Caring within Providence Health and Services. The Institute is an engine for quality improvement system-wide. We've elaborated just 4 organizing principles to really refocus our routine caring on whole persons and their families. The first is that every person we serve at Providence is a whole person. They have bodies and obviously need for diagnosis and treatment of their ailments. They also have the needs for physical comfort, as well as emotional well-being, interpersonal and social well-being, and even spiritual well-being. The second organizing principle is that the fundamental nature of illness and dying, as well as caregiving and grieving, is personal. These are deeply personal times in the life of every individual and family. And so while we bring state-of-the-art medical science and technology to deal with the medical, we must never forget that we're caring for whole persons in the context of their families. The third organizing principle really builds from the first two, and it is that quality of care requires that the treatments we provide are consistent with the values, preferences, and priorities of the persons that we serve. And the fourth organizing principle is simply that sovereignty over illness and dying, caregiving and grieving properly belongs to families and communities, so that whenever possible we should be providing medical services within the context of people's families and communities. And when that's not possible, when people are in a hospital or in an ICU or in a nursing home, and they have to be there because of the medical needs, we should do whatever we can to bring family and community to them, or recreate a sense of community around them. One of the biggest challenges facing us in America today is nobody wants to have the conversation. We think that if we talk about serious illness and dying, somehow we're going to make it happen. In fact, after 35 years of medical practice, I can tell you that illness and dying happens anyway. But if we don't talk about it, these things are likely to play out in ways that nobody would have wanted. If you actually get people to talk about it, they will tell you that they want the best medical treatments possible. But when their time comes to leave this life, they'd like to be at home, clean and comfortable, cared for by people they know and love and who love them. Both within Providence and scattered around the country, there are enlightened models of taking good care of whole persons and their families. What we need to do is scale these models up, making it routine, reliable, that people can get the best medical treatment as well as the best care for them as whole persons and families. This is possible. We all ought to be demanding it. At Providence, we're building it. Here at Providence Health and Services, we believe we are well positioned to be the leaders in American healthcare of doing this well, melding the best of diagnostics and therapeutics with unabashed tenderness for the people that we serve. We know that we can do this. We have the commitment. What we need is, frankly, community involvement and community support. Our mission includes a statement of revealing God's love in the care that we provide, with special attention to the poor and vulnerable. You know, it turns out that just because we're mortal, each of us is going to pass through a period of our lives when we are highly vulnerable. And it's important that all of us, as professional caregivers, but also as responsive communities, are ready with the models and the skills available within our systems to provide whole person care, so that even at the most vulnerable times in our lives, we know that we will be cared for with medical excellence, as well as with tenderness and unabashed love. One of the big features of the Institute for Human Caring will be the ability to bring academic methodology to listen deeply into the ethnic and faith-based communities that we serve. I hope that people will support this effort, because it's part of really helping not only our health system become all it can be, but helping our society and our culture live fully